Hi everybody, welcome to Toonkind D&D. It's me, Mock, and I'm here doing an FPS with...
Hello, I'm Launch.
Who you playing, Launch?
I'm playing Blink lately.
Oh, great. Well, I'm playing Mercy. So let's
Ah, sick.
let's get going. No, I'm Blink.
I would also like to play Blink, but I am playing Mercy.
No doubles.
Damn.
All right. So, last we left our intrepid adventurers. They had just finished with the Faces on Parade. I'll call it a saga. Uh, it certainly was an ordeal. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which if you haven't listened to that game, by the way, this isn't going to make a ton of sense. And it's a really good game, and I recommend you go listen to it. Great, that was the plug. Um, um, so last we left them, they had been waiting for Zan to return. They were like kind of chilling outside Dodo Studios. Blink was anxiety. Mercy was there.
Yeah, Mercy kind of just exists,
Yeah, she seemed
and
like really fucking chill about everything.
she was a
Um,
horse. She was a
she was a
horse.
horse for a while, of course. And Blink got a message from Zan, basically telling him to wait a little longer. Um, and the way that I understand it, it's probably going to be a couple days. Um, and Blink at that point was pretty much had enough energy to like slowly walk somewhere and then passes out because he's exhausted. So he followed Mercy to where did they go? This was kind of
Mercy has
yeah.
a little camp set up close to the teleportation circle, that they originally used because she was in the area, preparing for the date, but
Cool, cool, cool.
um, she doesn't have an actual house. It's a tent. It's kind of a campsite.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to live that nomadic lifestyle.
It's true.
And Blink has like the basic like adventure style, like a bedroll or whatever. He probably barely took that out and just laid down on it and passed out for at least a few hours.
Good night.
When did they get back? Was it probably like early morning time? I imagine, because it would be,
Yeah, they got back stupid early.
yeah, like late night party
Yeah,
time and then in the morning. Um, so do we want to have this at the morning or do we want this to be kind of the next night?
morning's fine.
I kind of want it to be at night, not gonna lie.
All right, night's
Um,
good too. I like night.
I'm making my own setting. We are,
We are making this up, boys.
that's the fun of it. Um,
It's true.
but basically, so Blink has no idea what Mercy's been up to. Do you want to talk about what she's been doing? Has she just been sleeping as well? I don't know. You don't have to.
Mercy took a nap, had a
Nice.
pretty bad nightmare, woke up and started a fire and decided that, hey, that's enough. So she's
Okay.
currently sitting out by a fire.
So maybe this is like that kind of morning, like the sun hasn't started coming up yet, but it's like early, early morning. The stars are
Yeah,
still out, all that good stuff.
the stars are still out, and Blink Lightly sits near a fire, while Blink Lightly also takes a nap.
But not for long. I think the maybe the heat or the light or something from the fire kind of wakes him up, and he definitely does one of those like sleepy groans. It's like, uh, uh,
Good morning.
this good boy's probably got a pretty bad headache coming on, 'cause my God. Yeah, hey,
Hi, good morning. My name's Blink Lightly.
I don't I don't think it is.
Uh, but I said it is.
We can let me just I'll have to edit this
She
in, but I did have enough time to just uh, drew that. So this is essentially the scenario that we have started on here. Okay, but if you're Blink Lightly and I'm Blink Lightly,
Hmm.
who's 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 flying the plane? I don't know.
I, I suppose I should go back to not being Blink Lightly then.
You can be you could be Blink if you want for a little while. Save me the trouble of it. um, so I mean, do you do this often?
What?
Uh, be other people. I mean, you were a different
Oh,
person.
yes, of course.
You were Road, right?
Of course. Road is very easy to imitate.
I mean, I guess it's pretty distinct as far as people go. I don't really know her very well.
Nor do I. Admittedly, I just watched Calamity Dame and went off of that.
That's yeah, that's interesting. Um,
And what of you, Blink Lightly? How are you doing?
oh, great. I'm great. I'm good. I'm okay. He hits you with, you know what? I want you to make an insight check, and I'm going to roll to oppose that.
Oh boy.
I took his proficiency out of deception when I was, well,
Mercy.
he's
She's probably
so
like
not
shifting
okay.
back out of her out of the Blink Lightly form and putting on her veil and everything.
He's, oh my God, he's so not okay.
She'll
You
just kind
think
of tilt
he
her head.
probably had like that kind of restless sleep. I mean, on top of everything else, he had that like kind of restless sleep. I imagine he actually didn't dream, which small mercies, huh?
Aw.
So
Perhaps you should eat something.
that's not a bad idea. And he's gonna reach into his hammer space and pull out. Should I do a hammer space? Why not? All right, we got it. Um, I think he's going to pull out like a stick and just a bag of marshmallows. There's a fire after all. Um, it's the most natural thing to do. So he, gets that set up, and then he's kind of like looking at what he's doing in the fire, and then his head comes up, and it occurs to him. It's just occurred to him. Um, wait a minute. If you're not Road, then who are you?
I mean, I can be road if that's easier. That also works.
Well, that's not the question.
Not. It's not, is it? Well, my name is Mercy. Mercy, darling.
Nice to meet you, Mercy, darling. I'm Blink. He
Yes,
holds
what
out
a
a hand to
pleasure to
you
meet you.
for you to shake if you want to take
She will. She's polite, cordial.
it. And I mean, Blink is just gonna kind of like chill for a little bit. He probably will eat some marshmallows. He's toasting them. Um,
Mercy's watching with rapt attention, like she has never had or seen a roast marshmallow because she has not.
oh, do you want one?
What are they exactly?
Marshmallows. You toast them over the fire.
But you put yours on the stick.
Well, that's so I don't put my hand in the fire.
But you said you tossed them over the fire.
No, you toast them
Oh,
or roast them.
I am uncertain.
Toast or I don't know. Maybe both.
What do they, what do they
Yes.
taste like?
They're sweet. Do you want one? You can have one toasted or not.
I will take a raw marshmallow then.
He hands one over to you.
Kind of disappears under the veil as she eats it. Very soft.
Yeah. And he just gives Mercy this like smile, you know. I mean, I guess.
It's okay.
Yeah, right. The eternal like paralyzing fear of knowing you're being watched. No, that's fine. I mean, I could go straight into some questions if you want, unless maybe does Mercy have anything that she would add? Does she want another one?
Not. I don't think she would. Too squishy. But
I
too squishy.
respect it.
She just kind of she doesn't really seem like she's going to initiate conversation. She just sits there watching as you roast marshmallows with her hands kind of clasped, as seems to be her default position. She just kind of observes.
Idle animation.
Idle animation.
Um, all right. I mean, I think once Blink has a little bit of sugar in him, he's got a couple of marshmallows. He's feeling a little better, and he's gonna turn back to her and just kind of give her kind of like a not like a weird look. What's the thing? Like one of those like questioning, but kind of like smirk looks. You know what I mean? I have no idea if you know what I mean.
No, I get it. She'll just kind of tilt her head in response.
You know, like he's been thinking about, like he's mulling something over. And I guess uh he'll ask you just so you're not Road, you're Mercy, but
Mm-hmm.
did you not want to be Mercy? Why didn't you
Mm.
want to be you?
Mercy wasn't invited to that party. Rode, however, was. Not that she had any intention of going, which is how I got my invitation.
Hmm, I guess I can't argue that.
It does make sense. No, it wasn't too hard to come by it. Rifling through trash isn't too terrible.
I
And what
love
of
her.
you?
I fucking love her. Um,
Why did you go to the party?
oh, well, I went with Zan to and he only in that moment does he like remember all the shit that happened.
Oops.
And he like shakes his head a little bit. Um, yeah, we were investigating. He got a letter. This is a really long story.
I do love stories. You can see her kind of taking out a notebook.
Oh
It
God.
seems to be very, very well worn.
Um, I think Blink is gonna outline like the major points of uh I'm not gonna do this entire thing in character. As good as it would be. Um, but he gives you the major points of, well, you know, he was hanging out one time in cinema, and he was just like looking at random shit, and then there was some kind of commotion, and he like spends a lot of time on specific details that aren't that relevant. Like he'll do like very broad strokes, and then like occasionally just like very specific like, yeah, and then we were hiding, and we wanted to make a plan, and he like tells you every single plan that he pitched.
Mercy diligently takes it all down.
um, and I mean, basically, yeah, he does that. Um, and then we went to this party. Yeah, I mean, Zan asked me to come back, which is really nice. It's been a little while since I've gone back anywhere.
Hmm, interesting. I have not heard this story before. Perhaps I should pay better attention to the stars. Hmm.
Do you, do you
Hmm?
look, do you, do the stars know?
The stars know many things. They guide my every action. And if I listen carefully enough, they will tell me the stories that I miss.
Blink like looks around and like looks up.
They are the stars, but they are beyond the stars at the same time. Their gaze falls wherever there is conflict, for they crave story. Oh, it is so very interesting. I
I
have
think,
never once been part of the story until now.
huh. I think Blink, yeah, blinks his eyes for a second and then like does a small wave up to the stars.
She giggles at that.
Oh, welcome to the story.
Well, it is quite interesting. Though, really, sometimes I wonder if the story was meant for Road and not me.
Hmm.
Regardless, they called for me to be there, and thus I was.
Hmm. Well, but they don't know everything, right? You said you missed some stuff.
Oh, I did, but I do not blame it on the stars. I have been quite busy making sure that my debut would be perfect. So I must have missed when they told that story. A shame. But now it is recorded, as it should be.
I'm glad someone's recording these stories. Okay. Okay. Um,
Yes. Fourth wall, fourth wall.
yep. Um,
But yes, the stars, well, well,
And she kind of seems to dim a little bit as she considers her words.
they will protect us. I'm certain.
can I insight check how certain she is?
Go for it.
You can either counter roll this or just tell me if
I'll just tell.
what is Blank's insight? Where's that? 9.
Yeah, no, she seems absolutely
She's
vigilant that the
got
stars
it.
will be watching them and they will be fine.
Oh, that's good to know. They're lights
Indeed.
too.
Indeed, it is quite a comfort. It is rather contradictory. Wherever there is conflict, they turn their gaze, but people suffer. But the conflict itself is proof of their interest and their love for us all.
Hmm.
I do not think too hard about it.
Okay. How do you listen to their stories then?
Well, I. Oh,
And she kind of like goes to reach for she's got a few things dangling off of the kind of belt thing she's got on her,
Mm-hmm.
and she realizes,
Oh, wait. Luton has it now. Usually I consult my star map.
Oh,
I suppose I shall have to retrieve that. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
He seemed like he was really interested in you.
Ah, yes, I believe he was a bit. What's the word? Angry.
Maybe.
Perhaps because, ah, I masqueraded as someone that he apparently trusted. I was unaware of this, of course. But, oh well.
Oh, that's kind of a shame. I mean, I can't talk given our own circumstances.
Oh, that wasn't very much of a masquerade, was it? I mean, you still went as yourselves, in a sense.
Well, I did.
Even then, though. Not that I know who this Rue Sketch is or what he was like. Not
Yeah.
that people have the same abilities that I do either, but espionage is quite entertaining.
To you or to the stars?
Both, I suppose. It pleases them, thus I am pleased.
Hmm. I think Blink has just like looking into the fire now. You know, like when you almost kind of go into like a little like fire trance. I don't know how much time you spent with like fires and such outside, but
the big zone out of the fire,
yeah,
shiny light. Ooh,
it's really fun to watch them. I don't know, just flicker around.
Mercy is like trying to not ramble more about the stars because she is very like, I guess, religious in a sense about the stars. So she's just kind of
Hmm.
like,
I should not continue to say things about this because it is not quite a polite conversation when we have other things at hand.
Mercy's internal monologue.
There are other things to worry about.
Yeah. Um, I don't know what we're doing now. This is a pretty slow paced game. Um, I mean, I guess the natural kind of question. Well, maybe not the natural question, but a question I guess that Blink still has. He's just like interviewing you at this point.
Mercy's fine with it.
Mercy's like, I have no questions.
I have no questions. I just take the story, I write the story down, I go.
Yeah. So I think Blink has kind of zoned out into the fire for like a while. Um, and without like really turning to look at you. Um, he says, you know, that was really brave what you did back there with with the kid and everything. Did you? Then he
What,
turns to you and asks, "How did you know it was gonna work?"
what part? The part where the nightmares came?
Maybe.
If you mean getting whatever it was out of Short's kid, I was not certain that it would work.
Oh,
I had faith. After all, if they are after bodies that are have their own stories, I am one without a story that can have many stories. It would have been of much use to them. Thus, a tantalizing offer. Or so I thought. It
I'm like, is
just
Blink
made
is Blink
sense.
gonna call you out on this shit? He doesn't know you
that's
very well.
that's kind of. I mean, if you want an insight,
Sure, we'll do another insight because I
I mean, yeah.
mean that was basically just like, did he really catch that, or is he kind of like half in this conversation and half somewhere else?
Oh,
It just made sense. Besides, it would have been much easier for people to fight if it was a new threat, not someone that people had attachments to. I figured if Luton was angry enough, he could take me out very quickly. Larry, being as strong as he is, would not have to deal with fighting Short's kid.
Wait, wait,
And
wait, wait,
Short
wait,
could
wait,
be.
wait, wait.
What?
I don't. They, I mean, if it was just for the knockout, I guess, but I don't think anyone would have wanted to take you out.
We didn't know our options. Or at least, I didn't.
Hmm.
It would have been a far more amicable plan than having to take out Short's kid. We were
I
not.
guess.
I was not certain if Zion would be able to get out in time or what he would do. So I implemented my plan. I suppose it worked in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it did.
Though I do wonder if it would have been easier if everyone had just taken me out while it was still in my body.
I
Ah
think
well, we
I
can't wonder about these things.
think she would have been able to get out anyway. It seemed like the
Most likely.
kind of thing. I have to do so much more research now. Ah!
I apologize. This is not my area of expertise, and I am not
No,
used to
no,
staying
no.
in one place for so long. Not used to having company either.
Blink gives you kind of a funny smile when you say that being in one place for so long. Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, what are you gonna do now?
Well, I I have not thought of a plan exactly, and without the star's guidance, it is rather hard. So I suppose my first plan of action will be to get my star map back.
Hmm.
Though I suppose it shall be an interesting encounter with Luton. I shall have to be quick and sneaky if I do not want to be caught.
I mean, I think you could just ask for it back. I don't think that he actually was. I don't think he's gonna hold it against you too much. Everyone was really, really stressed out.
I am uncertain.
Hmm. Also, if you need help coming up with a plan, that's my specialty. So you just
I
let me
see,
know.
I see.
We gotta get a
Well,
few more details, I guess, but
well, Luton will probably still be in the area for a while. Suppose I can swipe it off of him then. And, well, the stars will alert me when it's time to reconvene. I'm certain of that.
Blink just like nods his head. I was doing it in real life, and I was like, wait a minute, can't see that.
wait a minute. This isn't a visual medium.
Who are we? Um, That was most of my list of questions, I think. I don't know. Does Mercy have anything that she would want to talk about?
Mercy's kind of lost without her star map.
Oh,
She, like, you can see her kind of fiddling with the chain that it was on and, like, quickly realizing that it's not there and going back to clasping her hands before, like, going back and forth.
oh, oh, buddy. Um, will she let Blink kind of just shoulder pat?
Of
Probably
course.
super awkward, but like,
Thank you.
yeah, you'll get it back.
I'm rather certain of that. Just the manners of how I shall get it back is what is uncertain. Oh, well,
Yes.
I have many faces I can use, I suppose.
Hmm. All
It
right.
has
Okay.
been.
Hold on. What's another one you
Oh,
can do?
um, I do you have any requests, I suppose?
Um,
I mean, I've already done yours. I can do road rather flawlessly because, well, I did have to prepare.
that's good. Um, but we've seen Road already. Hang on.
I,
Blink
I
has
have.
no idea who you like have seen or have not seen, and I almost don't want him to ask for like a member of the party, but also
God.
making launch do impressions. Um,
Oh
oh God. Oh
I
man, do I want to?
One
Ooh,
time I tried to do the engineer and it did not go quite well, but ah well. All things come with practice and observation and guidance.
hmm, I guess so. But I don't know. Sometimes you gotta just do stuff.
I suppose I am more than content to just watch, observe, and record.
Always though?
What else is there?
'Cause I mean, you were doing. I mean, we were doing stuff at the party.
Ah, yes, it was very interesting. I
Wait, was
have to
the
say
fancy
so.
chicken nuggets you, or was that like a road impression?
I It was a road impression.
Do you not like fancy
Most things
chicken
I did.
nuggets?
I don't have an opinion.
Well, you had some, so what's your opinion now?
I suppose. Well, it is very much impacted by the fact that I was road at the time, so I suppose I enjoyed them.
You enjoyed being road, enjoying the chicken nuggets.
Yes, yes, that's a far more succinct way to put it.
Hmm.
She is quite entertaining.
Yeah.
Though I was unable to pull out guns, which I was rather worried would blow my cover, because it seems that it is somewhat of a frequent reaction of hers.
I guess. I mean, like I said, I don't really know her that well. She was in a movie. I think she's got a radio show,
She does.
but that's like,
I listened to it many times to ensure I could do the voice properly.
oh, really?
Of course, one must practice if they are going to make a perfect performance.
I mean, did you like listening to the show? I don't know what
It
it's
was,
about. What's it about?
ah, well, it was a lot of reviews of Western movies.
Yes, it would be.
It is.
Admittedly, I mostly just listened so I could perfect my craft.
Hmm. Okay, so like, who's another one that you've done before?
Ah, um, I don't remember much of recent memory. Most of them were quick disguises that I've seen on the street, none that required any voices. It's quite easy,
Hmm.
just memorizing the faces as they go by, and use them for your own.
Hmm.
There was one other witch that frequented Rhodes' house when I was, well, observing. I could do her.
Sure. I don't know if I know her, so I can't tell if the impression's good.
Oh, I don't think I could do the voice, but UPA is very interesting. The lines, the shapes. It's rather hard to do, but with practice.
And she will be Echo.
Yeah, baby. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Yes. Um, I
She was
can't.
rather quiet type.
Just like, oh.
She was rather quiet, very diligent in taking her notes. I could admire that.
She looks cool. I'm
Yes, I
dying.
suppose she does.
And she'll switch back to regular Mercy.
Cool. I'm so torn. I want your opinion on this launch. I'm so torn if I should have Blink ask her to do Zan.
Ooh. I mean, you should ask, just so
Right?
we see where that goes.
I mean, that's so good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, it hurts a lot. Um,
Yeah.
because he's like, okay, because you did one, and now he's like getting into it, right? He's like, okay,
What is?
okay. Um, um, do Zan.
Ah, are you certain?
Yes?
Okay.
And she'll be Zan.
I think Blink is gonna like kind of get up and like walk around you. Presumably, this is Zan in his fancy outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, the color palette's a lot more subdued purples and
Alt palette Zan.
oh, palette Zan. Oh, fighter.
It's pretty good.
Admittedly, I have not known him for very long, so I'm not sure how well it will hold up to close inspection. I dare not do the voice. I
You're
do
a
have
little
respect
too
for him.
purple.
Ah, well, I can't change much of that. Purples,
Hmm.
blues, the darker shades always show through. That's why Road was quite easy. Already
Ah,
blue.
interesting. And as he's looking, um, just let me do one of these. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I guess as he's kind of looking at you and then looking around, he just gets kind of this like he kind of like zones out, like in like he's seeing through you, almost.
Oh.
And he just sits back down. And he says, "Okay, stop being Zan, please."
Okay.
And she'll very swiftly switch back to herself.
Hmm. That was a con save, by the way, that I failed miserably.
I
Um,
kind of assumed. That's the I do not want to cry save.
yeah.
There, there. I believe he'll be all right.
I mean, I think so. He's smart. He's strong.
He is. Quite strong. He was able to see through my guys.
Hmm.
And there was those fancy slippers. I suppose those will come into use eventually, right?
I hope so.
Of course they will. The stars are not so cruel as to kill him off.
Looks at Uni.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes, sometimes I think there's worse things
Then
than being killed off.
I suppose being killed off is the end of your story. Thus there is no more pages to write. So long as you exist, there will always be torment and strife. More pages in the grand story of you. But that's part of the beauty of it, I suppose.
Maybe. You know what would be really cool? Just like a nice story.
I. Hmm. Well, I believe they're showing Calamity Jane at the theater.
Oh, really?
That's a nice enough story. I'm uncertain. I only went there once. As I said, I have not been out with other people very often. Usually I am content to stay in the background and observe.
Hmm.
You have many questions, but you are quite polite about it. I do appreciate it. This is partially why I am a little apprehensive for uh, encountering Luton again,
Oh,
if
thank
he
you.
is a true reporter.
I just like know some things if
Well,
it's
I suppose
possible.
I can answer questions. Knowledge is
Um,
very
yeah,
fun.
it's good to know things.
It is.
I don't like not knowing. I don't like waiting.
I suppose that is true as well. Though waiting is part of the story in itself.
Waiting to know.
Waiting to know. Waiting to discover. Waiting to know what you don't know. Waiting to don't know what you know.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of friends, Mercy?
I had a friend once.
He just kind of cocks his head,
She does
like,
not
go
elaborate.
on. Great,
She does
okay,
not. She
cool.
does not elaborate.
I can be your friend. Do you want to be friends?
I don't know. I I do not know what the stars have planned for me, whether I am to be a hero or a villain or continue to be a bystander.
Well, you weren't really a bystander
That time,
earlier
yes.
tonight.
But that does not mean that I will be kept in their gaze forever.
Hmm.
But yes,
And you can kind of feel her atmosphere change a little bit as she after the comment about being in their gaze forever, and she kind of lowers her hands.
Yes, I believe it would be best if we were acquaintances for now, yes.
Okay. Can we be friendly acquaintances?
I was unaware that was a step, but certainly.
If Blink had like eyelashes, he would just be fluttering them. Like blink, 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 blink.
Blink, blink, blinks.
He does one of those like little like not like a fist pump, but like one of those.
Yes.
Nailed it.
But yes, I I suspect there will be more to this story, so I am not out of their gaze just yet.
Hmm.
I am unsure what lies ahead of us. This is my first time feeling such apprehension being part of the story, instead of the one recording it all.
I imagine they've been sitting what like next to each other, this
Yeah.
like fire.
Yeah.
Will Mercy let Blink kind of like just slump down and like lay on kind of her shoulder?
Yeah.
Not falling asleep on her this time, but
But
just
no,
kind of
she won't reject a nice head lay.
it's you might even get the sense that he's just gotten too kind of too tired to like really hold himself up anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, well, if you don't want to be in the story, I hope you can get out of it soon. I don't think I have that luxury. Not that I'd want it.
At this point, I am uncertain. It is harder to hear the stars now without guidance. The nightmares are quite loud now.
Oh, are 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 you okay? I mean, they're dreams, but you're here.
Yes, that's true. I shall record them diligently, as I do all things.
Blink kind of makes a face at the concept of like recording the dreams. It's like, why would you want to record nightmares?
So they are recorded? Simple act of doing it has power. It means it happened. It is
I
proof that it
mean,
happened.
I guess. But wouldn't it be better to just forget those kind of things?
Would it be disingenuous to pretend it never happened?
I mean, no, but I don't know. I don't really remember my dreams that much.
I do not remember them consciously, but I record them, posterity reasons.
How do you record them if you don't remember them?
Well, when you first wake up, you catch them like a fleeting. Well, you write them before they disappear. Then they are forever. Then
Hmm,
they always happened.
okay. Well, I hope you don't have too many more.
Like the clasp of her hands kind of tightens a little bit.
Yup. Listen, Blink doesn't know. He doesn't know all this.
Yes, suppose I shall just hope the stars hear my calls and give me guidance that I need.
Blink nods like very seriously, like very matter of fact. I'm sure they will.
Yes,
You
yes,
seem to trust them.
I do. I am but their will extended here. What else is there for me to do but to trust them?
Hmm. Um.
You should rest, though. Perhaps now, once you have some food, you shall be able to sleep better.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
Do you have lodgings nearby that you would like to be returned to?
Uh. He like looks around as if he was going to like find something by looking around. Uh. Not really.
All right. You can stay here for the time being, then.
Thank you.
It is of no trouble. But you should sleep well, while the stars still hold us in their gaze. Keep us safe.
Yeah. Looks like the sun's starting to come up.
Hmm, true.
So I might as well sleep while I can.
Good night, friendly acquaintance Blink.
He smiles at you and good night. Good night, friendly acquaintance, Mercy. And just kind of gets back to like his bedroll and kind of like curls up.
Mercy will wait till he's asleep and continue to stand guard awake because the knowledge of what lays below the sweet currents of sleep is a little bit too scary.
Oh
Too
man.
much right
Boy.
now.
I think that's a pretty good that's probably a pretty good place to end it, huh?
Yeah, we did it!
We did it. Just like
We
a,
did it! We did it, FPS!
listen, sometimes you just gotta have some characters have a conversation.
Sometimes you just gotta listen, sometimes they just gotta vibe.
Sometimes you just gotta vibe.
Sometimes they gotta vibe and become friendly acquaintances and have
Yeah.
minor existential crises. It's fine.
All right, so I'm gonna stop the recording, turn our gaze back on the audience, just like the stars. Thanks everybody for listening. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, I'm gonna end the recording now. So, bye bye.
Bye.